of the young person who isolates themselves from mom and dad. They don't isolate themselves to nothing. They isolate themselves to some other family. I remember when I was in Chicago and was going to college, and we would run buses into the inner city of Chicago and bring families and kids to church and Sunday school and give them the gospel and try to help them and grow and serve the Lord. And in the Chicago area, there's a lot of gangs, as they call them down there, and basically they're groups of young men and often young ladies who band together. Now mainly it's a drug trafficking operation is the main kind of purpose, and they each have their territories that they literally kill over and so forth. And sometimes I talk to a young man, maybe 12, 13 years old, who was in the gangs, and I'd say to him, I don't get it. Why do you want to be a gang member? And he'd say, hey, we're family. He'd say, we take care of one another. He said, look, my dad left us when I was 3 years old. I don't have a good relationship with my mom or my sister or brother. He said, and this is my family. It's all I've got. And so what happens is the devil had isolated him from the strengths around him, and instead of getting in church, and let me say, some of the kids did. You know what they did? Instead of joining the gangs, they started coming to church and riding the bus. And all of a sudden the bus workers became their family. All of a sudden the church people became their family. And all of a sudden they were strengthened to live for the Lord. And so I've got to make sure that I make choices about where God has placed me. And if God has saw fit, or maybe the decisions of others in my life has allowed for me to end up in a position where I don't have a family, a local family, my own personal mom and dad and brothers and sisters to love, who love the Lord and love me, then God has given me others. A good crowd at church that wants to do right and wants to help me do right. I'm to stay in the right path. 2 Corinthians chapter 6. 2 Corinthians chapter 6. You know, it's funny, but people that don't go to church usually gather somewhere, right? They gather at the bar, right, with all their friends. What's that? Their family. Well, that's going to be a great help to you. It's like the guy who I talked to, and he had broken up recently with another girlfriend for the 50th time since I'd known him, and I'm like, so what happened? He said, oh, it just didn't work out. And I said, where did you guys meet? He said, oh, at the bar. And I said, where did you meet the last girl? Oh, at the bar. And the last one, oh, at the bar. Oh, at the bar. I said, you ever think of fishing in another spot? You ever think of fishing in another spot? If all you're catching is bullhead, you know, it's time to go someplace else. All right?